Hey, 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 it's Rebecca Simon Peter with 5 Minute Leadership. Boy, was I wrong about conflict. I was wrong about conflict. Let me give you a little bit of an idea. I was raised in a family with active alcoholism. So, what I witnessed was the kind of conflict that happens when people aren't really tuned into their emotions. So, my dad would get mad and he would storm around the house and slam doors, and my mom would, sort of try to get out of harm's way. My dad wasn't violent, but boy, he was loud. And I grew up afraid of conflict. Plus, had three brothers, two older brothers. And what I learned about conflict is don't try to protect yourself. They're just going to hit back harder. So, first thing I want to tell you about conflict is that our views of conflict get formed in early childhood. It has everything to do with the kind of conflicts that we grow up with and how they're resolved, the level of emotional intelligence, the level of self awareness. I'm thrilled to tell you that my mom, my dad, me, my brothers, even my little sister that wasn't born yet, we've all grown up and out of those earlier ideas of conflict. We all have much more in the way of resources to deal with conflict and totally love my family, and we're not dealing with active alcoholism, thank God. But that's not how it was when I was growing up, and our views of conflict get formed in early childhood. So you may find yourself like me thinking, conflict? I don't want to deal with conflict. Somebody's going to get hurt. Somebody's not going to get hurt. Somebody's going to slam a door. Somebody's going to have to suck it up. I don't want to deal with conflict. If, like me, you have those ideas of conflict, don't worry. The first thing I want to say is it's natural to carry ideas from childhood. Number two, our ideas about how to deal with conflict can change. Today is International Peace Day. We may think, looking at the war in Ukraine, horrible as it is, with as much loss of life as there is, that things are never going to get better. It's only getting worse. We can't seem to manage conflict on a global scale. But I want you to know that the number of wars is way down in the world, and the people who die because of war is way down in the world. It may look like we're not getting any better at conflict, but we are. So, not only as individuals can we grow out of our earlier ideas and reactions to conflict, but as a people, as nations, as citizens of the world, as human beings, as folks with a conscience, we can also grow and the world can evolve and make progress when it comes to conflict, and we are. The third thing I want to say about conflict that I didn't think was true either, and boy was I wrong about this, is that conflict can actually be for good, that positive things can come out of conflict. Conflict can do a number of things. It can reveal underlying issues, it can refine your sense of values, and help you discern what a more positive action forward can be. At first glance, conflict looks like a terrible idea. I don't want to do conflict. Conflict only leads to more conflict. But we're seeing individually, in family systems, and as a world that we actually can manage conflict much more productively. In fact, conflict can help us identify areas of greater value, discernment, and how to move forward with more people getting what they need and the world being a better place. Maybe like you, maybe like me, you've discovered that you were wrong about conflict. There's no shame in that. In fact, let me let you know that we're going to be hosting a workshop on conflict, 3 steps to engaging conflict productively. Watch for that. It'll be at the coming of the new year. Good time to make resolutions and start positive changes. Thanks so much for tuning in to 5 Minute Leadership. Bring these new ideas of conflict with you back to your congregation, back to your families, back to your own inner sense with God, and know that you could be wrong about conflict. It could be a good thing. Find out more at RebeccaSimonPeter.com and share this message. There may be others in your world that need to know they were wrong too about conflict, and there's a whole new way of approaching it. God bless you and your leadership in these days.